Hello, people. Welcome back to part 2 of our backyard renovation journey. If you watched part 1, you already saw how everything started. Now, let's continue from day 5. Between part 1 and part 2 of this vlog, YouTube actually released a new AI feature. That's when I realized, wow, my video posting speed is too slow that YouTube itself launching a new feature in between my uploads. So on day 5, the team completed the payment, and right after that, they started setting up the pergola which I ordered. By day 6, they continued working on the pergola seating area, and then also they started filling up the corners of the backyard with stones. Once the turf is installed, the contrast between the green turf and the side stones will make the backyard look clean and aesthetic. That's the idea. At the same time, they built a seating area which is an L shape. The idea behind this was to create a cozy seating corner under the pergola where we can sit, relax, and chill in the evenings. On day 7, they continued fixing the pergola structure and installing the lights. I asked them to add lights around the pergola and flower bed area because I wanted the space to look nice during evenings too. These lights come with a remote control and different lighting modes, so I'm really excited to see how that vibe turns out at night. This is how the seating area under pergola turned out. I think they need to add the seating slab on top of this to sit comfortably. And here they are arranging the side stones to the corners of the backyard all over. The lights are already installed. You can see right away around the pergola and on the flower bed too. This corner of backyard is too good now. While all this work was happening, I also made a quick trip to the Home Depot to look for some plants for the flower beds. I specifically looking for perennials, but unfortunately they had a very limited collection that day it seems. I browsed around for a while, looked at few plants, but didn't end up buying anything. I'm also planning to grow some vegetable plants in the future, so let's see how that goes. Moving on to day 8, they started filling the base with concrete to match the height of the side stones around the backyard. I think they're going to place around 2 to 3 layers of concrete and leveling it up evenly so that the turf sits perfectly on top of that. So basically, I'm not an expert in contractor or landscaping work. Most of what I'm explaining here is just things I Googled while the work was going on. So if anything I said is correct or wrong, that credit goes to Google. Here, the contractor showed me some turf options. After comparing all of them, I chose Landscape Pro Turf. Comparing all of them, I feel the Landscape Pro is somewhat nearer to the natural grass option, so that's why I selected that. So, end of day 8, the concrete leveling all over the backyard is done. Here I wanted a stone walkway from the pavement to the pergola. I thought stones placed between the turf would look really nice and give a natural garden path vibe. So here we are trying different layouts, placing the stones horizontally and vertically. After looking at both, I finalized the horizontal walkway because visually it looked much more balanced. I actually decided to extend this project a little more and asked them to install turf in front yard as well. They started by leveling the ground, placing a sheet to prevent weeds, and then adding concrete on both sides. At the same time, they were also working on the side yard, carefully placing stones and adjusting the turf. At this point, both the front yard and backyard were transforming completely. This is the walkway I mentioned earlier from the pavement to the pergola, and honestly it's looking really nice. You can see that they were cutting and installing the turf in front yard. The turf installation was completed in the backyard. They were also blowing away the dust and debris in the backyard as part of cleaning after installation. They even worked extra hours that day to ensure the turf installation in both front and backyard were completed. And finally, the reveal day. Yesterday they completed all the work, and this is how beautiful the front and backyard makeover turned out. Let me show you the view from both sides of the house. We were honestly so happy with how everything came out together. Now the whole space looks like a little park at home, and it's going to be such a nice place for the baby to play as well. The next day I visited Flower World to pick some plants for our front yard and flower bed. This place literally has everything you need for gardening. There are so many plants everywhere. After exploring the nursery for a while, I ended up choosing some grafted fruit trees for the backyard. The apple and cherry tree which I picked is really interesting because it's a grafted variety that grows multiple types of apples and cherries on the same tree. So I'm really excited about this. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to pick fresh apples and cherries right from the garden. And coming to the rose section, this is absolutely stunning. All different colors and varieties of roses are honestly an eye feast. I picked many rose plants here for the front yard. Now the next step is planting them and watching them grow. I'm really excited for these plants. That's it for our backyard makeover journey. It just converted from plain space to the cozy outdoor area. It was totally worth. I'm really excited to enjoy this space, decorate it more, planting flowers and veggies and whatnot. So we'll plant everything, whatever possible. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.